This video is for entrepreneurs who want to get more clients to their business using YouTube. My name is Igor. I have over 300k followers across social media and I help entrepreneurs grow their personal brands. This video is a 1 hour long lecture about video ideas, titles and thumbnails that I hosted in my free community. So if you're ready to go, then let's get right into it. Okay. So make sure you write down the stuff we're going to be talking about so that you remember it better and so that you can use it later when, for example, creating your own courses. You can also sign up to my newsletter at igor-rupieta.com/newsletter for some important updates and daily value because I'm writing out emails every single day. Also, you can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and I recently set up my X, so you can follow me there for more exclusive content. And for those of you who are watching the recording, be fast, put the video on 2x speed to save yourself some time. So let's get right into it. Video ideas, okay? I'm so happy to present this to you. So first things first, how to come up with ideas. So first things, second brain. I want you to prepare a page in your note-taking app where you will store all the ideas you randomly come up with. So this is the biggest one. I gotta be honest with you. Like there's nothing crazy with this. What I usually do is in my Notion, aka my second brain, I have this page set up where I just literally, anytime I come up with an idea or I see an idea somewhere or anything, I just go there to that page and I just write the idea down. I have this split into two columns basically, where one is long form content, the other is short form content, and that's it. And the reason this is the first step is because this is gonna come handy when we're talking about any of the next steps. So if you want to, you can open your Notion or anything you use literally right now and set up such page. Just make sure that you can access it from both your computer and your phone, because sometimes when you're gonna be somewhere, let's say at school, you're gonna come up with a good idea and you have to write it down. So that's why Notion is very helpful here. So that's the first thing, right? That's basically very simple. You're just gonna do that, collect all the ideas, and when you're gonna be preparing a video, you're just gonna take a look at the entire list, and based on the next slide, which I'm gonna show you, you're gonna filter out the best ideas. But let's talk about how to come up with some more ideas now. Then one trick, which is actually very helpful, not only with content but also business, is problem solving. Okay, you want to listen out for problems people in your niche have, and solutions are going to be really good video ideas. So let's say this, right? Recently I talked to Yanis, who is on this call, right? And I'm like, okay, what is the problem that you have? And Yanis says, I'm having problems with ideas, titles, thumbnails, that kind of stuff, like generally ideas. And so I'm like, okay, what do you see on your screen now? How to come up with ideas. That is a really good idea, right? And so it's very likely that not only Yanis has this problem, but probably more people in the niche. So some of you watching this, you probably have the same problems. And so that is huge. For your videos, you can do literally the same thing where you listen to the problems people have. And let's say if somebody says that in fitness, they're struggling to keep their shoulders down when doing dips. You have that problem. Okay, so you make a video about that. Maybe it's a really good video idea and nobody has made this video before. That's it. Problem solving. You want to listen out to the problems people have just when going about your day. You want to listen to the struggles, the problems, people talking shit, like basically saying that, oh, this is like so hard and that kind of stuff. And you want to make videos literally about that. That is huge actually. Then you want to use Research tab in your YouTube studio to find what your audience is actively looking for. So let me show you exactly what this is. If you go onto YouTube, bro, let me just pull it up here. Okay, if you go onto YouTube and you go to your YouTube studio, not everybody is gonna have this. For some reason, you can check if you have this. You go to your analytics. Here you're gonna have, oh, it's inspiration. Okay, it changed basically, but you're gonna have inspiration, right? And here you're gonna see what people are looking for. And so this is huge. The chance that your video is gonna perform well if you make a video about one of these topics is like pretty high. And you can see show all, and yeah, you have all these different topics. And so you can see, like, when I use this tab, I was like, okay, people like this 90-day self-improvement challenge, so let me make a video about that. And suddenly it's a video with hundreds of thousands of views. So this is huge, right? I would say use this Research tab for sure. And this is mostly also for search, but generally comes very handy. And then you want to steal like an artist from your or other niche. You know, probably if you're watching me, I'm a big fan of stealing like an artist, and this is absolutely huge. So what you want to do is you want to find what works, steal the idea, and put your own twist on it. The reason you do that is because with time, you'll figure out repetitive patterns in good ideas and learn to make them yourself. So what I did here, and this is a really good example, I want you to really think about it. I saw this video, which was like Winter Arc, and the guy was making like a cinematic video in the weightlifting niche. Just weightlifting, right? He just showed himself going to the gym and that kind of stuff. And I came up with this idea, like Winter Arc is this kind of challenge in the weightlifting niche. So how about I just get that challenge from the weightlifting niche and get that purely into the self-improvement niche? I mean, those are fairly similar, so I can easily transfer one into the other, and I did exactly that. I made a video about Winter Arc, and that was actually in the self-improvement space. That was pretty much the first video about the Winter Arc. No one has done it before. And then after my video, like tens of people started doing their videos about this thing too. Like if you go onto YouTube and if you search for Winter Arc, apart from all the songs that appeared recently, this is, I think, the video, no, actually, like from this guy, I saw a video about Winter Arc, and I made mine, 8 months ago, and right after I did that, you can see, like, many people started doing their videos too, 7 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. This was earlier, right? But this was like weightlifting. Then we've got 8 months ago, right? All the songs 7 months ago, 6 months ago, and so those all happened because of me making this video and like blowing up, right? 200k views. And so I just got a video from one niche, I brought it to another, and it was absolutely huge. So this is insane. Like if you see that an idea performs really well in your or other niche, specifically other niche, right? Like most importantly, then definitely like taking that idea and putting it into your own niche and in your own style is going to work absolutely wonders. And so here, what I did, like I didn't just copy the Winter Arc idea. I put my own twist on it. So what did I do? I came up with my own challenge idea. So like what you gotta do throughout the 90 days, right? What habits you gotta do, that you gotta post shorts every single day to document your journey, that kind of stuff. I came up with that myself, but the idea of the Winter Arc was not my original idea, but it performed really well. So that is huge. Stealing like an artist is awesome, and then with time you'll just figure out what works, right? I came up with this Winter Arc idea, then a very similar one was a Monk Moment idea, and so now I see like people like those challenges, and so then I came up with my own idea, Hot 30 challenge, and that also performed really well. So same thing, you're gonna see patterns and learn with time. So the best tactic is to just steal like an artist in the beginning, and this way you're gonna guarantee yourself results, not only immediately but also long term. So absolutely the best tactic out there. So let's go further. This is how to come up with ideas. But now let's talk about the criteria of a good idea. This is huge. This is how you're going to dictate whether the idea you come up with is actually good or not. So let's get it. First point, can you relate the video to your product? So this is the mistake I see so many people make. Firstly, like raise your hand, bro. I'm looking at the people in the call right now. Raise your hand if you have a YouTube channel, if you're making content, but you don't have a product yet, like an actual product to sell. Raise your hand. Okay, we've got some hands going. Okay, yeah, and I'm sure like many more people watching this video. So that's the thing. Like, first of all, you need a product, because that's how you make money, right? You need something to sell. Like, how you're gonna make money if you don't have anything to sell? And then secondly, like, you gotta make your video relate to the product. So here's the thing, like, let's say I make a video, something like the Winter Arc. How did I relate it to my product? Kind of. I mean, firstly, I didn't have a product necessarily back then, but then I added this challenge to make short form videos every day. Because I was like, okay, I teach creators, right? So how about I add this thing of people like having to post a short form video every single day? That was the idea, right? So I extended that into my niche. Then maybe like I have this video which I'm gonna post, by the way, this like inside news for you, where I'm gonna post like a video from a Warsaw meetup we did with our guys in Warsaw. And that video, let's say, the reason I can relate it to my product is because, like, it's the creator community, Warsaw meetup. So those are people from my community. That's huge. That's like the community aspect. But then if I made a video, let's say a video I made in the past about trying extreme minimalism, like, how can I even relate that to my product? It's impossible, right? So it's a waste of time. You're gonna get views, okay, but that is not gonna attract your target audience, and you're not gonna be able to sell anything. So it's ultimately a huge waste of time. So don't do that. Make sure that your video can relate to your product. Like, if this is not the case, skip the video. Don't make it at all. It's not worth it. Then, second thing, it should be value driven. So you gotta ask yourself, how does viewers' life change after watching? This is interesting because I see many people make videos that are absolutely pointless. I mean, they are yapping for, let's say, 10 minutes straight about something they learned, or about their own life, which is even more interesting. And when I ask them, okay, but what is the value that your viewer gets from this video? They don't know. Like, what is the value? I don't know, bro. So that's the thing. Like, why is somebody going to watch your video if you don't give any value in it? Like, if you just advertise your product, let's say, Pepin, dropshipping videos. Like, how are people going to watch a video if there's nothing for them? Like, they don't want to just watch an ad, right? It's not gonna happen. They want something for themselves. So just like with business, people are gonna buy your product if that product solves their problem. That is the only case in which they're gonna buy your product, right? But the same thing goes with your videos. If the video solves their problem, they're gonna watch it. If not, they won't. So sometimes, of course, like, the value doesn't have to be problem solving, that kind of stuff. It can just be something like entertainment. Actually, that is still value solving because they feel, let's say, sad or something, and they become entertained after watching your video. But most people watching this, I believe, are educational YouTubers. So make sure your video provides some kind of value, right? That is important. And then also, like, your story can be a lesson, but make sure that there is a lesson in your video and that you change your viewer's life somehow, right? Then the idea should be backed by data. And this is very simple. It sounds kind of crazy, but actually, like, you just want to ask yourself, are there any similar videos that perform well already? This is it. Like, when I was making the winter rug video, I basically saw, okay, this is my video, right? And it was posted 8 months ago. But then I saw this one a year ago and it had like 500k views. So I was like, okay, so this idea definitely works because this guy got like 500,000 views with that. So, okay, if I make a video like this, then it should probably perform well too. Yes, of course, it did. 200k views, right? In a different niche, but it worked. And so that's the idea. If your idea is backed by data, if other similar videos have views, then it means that your idea can probably get views too. And sometimes, of course, it's not only about views, it's sometimes also about conversions and that kind of stuff. But of course, like, views are the easiest metric to track, and that's what I would say here. Make sure that, like, your idea, what you have in your head, actually works by checking whether there are other similar videos that perform well. And, like, if there are none, then either the idea is very bad or you came up with something brilliant, the first thing ever. But generally, you're gonna find similar videos, so it's not a problem. Then, is the idea original? I know this is like kind of contradictory with the previous point, but what you want to do if it's not original is you want to make it original somehow. So just as I explained with this winter arc example, the idea was weightlifting, like, we lift weights, bulk over the winter, go ghost mode, right? That kind of stuff. And so I made it kind of different. I just made it, of course, like the ghost mode stuff, that sticked, but then I was like, okay, work on your business. Don't do still lift weights, but work on your business. Post short form videos every day. Track your journey. Keep yourself accountable. That was original. That didn't happen before, right? And so that's the original part. And also, you can come up with an original idea by literally reversing what most people are doing. That's interesting, right? Where, for example, I made this Hot 30 video, which was a social challenge. Have you seen a social challenge? Like, go ahead and for 30 days socialize? You haven't seen something like that. And so that was very original, right? No one has done this. And this was like the opposite of go ghost mode for 30 days. So that's an original idea. And generally, like, if you can find an original idea, like if you're gonna make a productivity video, it's hard to find an original idea. Just put your own twist on it. There was this example where a guy, I believe it was like a short form video, where a guy explained like, Balenciaga is gonna kill him for this. Because how do they come up with original designs, something like that? Let's just think about this. You know jeans, right? Pants, jeans. There are all sorts of different types of jeans with different patterns, with like ripped jeans, straight jeans, flared jeans, all sorts of different stuff. But what is the thing that is not changed at all? The buttons, right? And so if you just make the buttons into triangles instead of circles, that is now something that wasn't seen before. Like, that's something completely new. And now, let's say, just because of the buttons, the jeans may go up from like, let's say, $20 to like 100, because it's something very original, just something that people haven't seen before. So just add one small thing. And we're gonna get to this in a second too. I'm gonna show you an example of that in thumbnails. But yeah, this is huge. So just change one small thing and it's gonna be original. And then longevity. This is huge. Can the video idea get views 2 years from now? This is important because what's gonna happen with like actual good videos you make is they're gonna keep getting views pretty much forever. Like, good videos get views over years time. And this is real. Like, my best video on my channel is still getting views to this day. Like, pretty much, I believe like a couple hundred every 48 hours. So that's huge, right? And let's say that's a monk mode video. It's going to die within a couple of years because people are gonna forget about monk mode. It's just a trend, right? Let's say dopamine detox. People don't really watch dopamine detox videos anymore. And that's the same thing, let's say, with the winter arc. I made a video, which I made in, I believe, like I posted it at the end of November, and then it like worked for, let's say, a month at most, a couple of weeks, and then it died, like flatlined completely, because the idea of the winter arc will not work during the summer. And so that's kind of the thing. And that video doesn't really have this longevity. Maybe it's going to blow up again like the next winter, let's say, but that is not the best idea. If you make videos about some like trends, very specific trends or something happening literally right now, that's not gonna get views. And this is not that important, you know, because ultimately, if you just get like a huge spike of views, like 5 million people find out about your stuff right now, it's still cool, right? It's like, it doesn't matter if that happens over a year's time or just one day. But that is a nice thing to have in mind. And so those criteria, like all of those things, you have to keep in mind. I would say, like, when you're gonna be making a video, when you're gonna come up with an idea, go through all of these points. Ask yourself, is this related to my business? Is this value driven? Is this backed by data? Is this original? And can it get views for 2 years? Like, ask yourself that. If, let's say, 4 out of 5 are ticked, then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But let's say if it's not related to your business, that cannot work. So these are the criteria. That's how you come up with good ideas. Let's go further. This is about the ideas, and I believe we have everything figured out here. Now we're going to go to the titles, and so we're gonna start the other way. We're gonna start with the criteria of a good title first. So, firstly, it should be very straightforward. Simplicity is key. A good title cannot look like it was written by AI. It should also clearly convey what the video is about. And so what we found with a bro who's on this call, Emil, is that simplicity works a lot better. Let me show you his channel. Emil is a student from the Creator Community Premium, and this is what it looks like basically, right? In the past, Emil was making like the videos where he was trying to be, let's say, more mysterious, intriguing with the titles and stuff like that. So let's say here, we have something like the real dark mentality required for boxing, something like that, right? Why 83% of boxers never improve? Avoid these mistakes. Like those not too straightforward titles. But as soon as he started going with something way more simple, and like, you know, here we have some like very edited thumbnails and that kind of stuff. As soon as he simplified everything, look at the views. 1.5k, 100k, 130k, whoa bro, that's insane. 56k, 6k, right? So he simplified everything, and now it works a lot better. He's just like much more straightforward. How to master superhuman reflexes, and you can see that he shows this kind of like exercise with the ball. So it's way more simple. The thumbnails are also way more simple, and you can see just by the results, like each video is over 100x. So this is huge, right? So simplicity is absolutely key. And especially with AI tools that we have right now, really, guys, like, don't listen to ChatGPT or any other software telling you, oh, like, no, your title is bad, this one is better. Because generally when you're gonna have a title written like, let's say, the 5 mysterious boxing tragedy, something like that, and like those words, kind of like those keywords, basically AI spams with keywords that sound like absolutely bullshit, that is, nobody's gonna click that. Like, make your titles very simple and straightforward. They should just clearly convey what the video is about. That's it. If you're gonna make a video about productivity, title it how to become productive. It's as simple as that, right? I mean, of course, like, add some more things to that, but this is just it. Like, make it very simple. Then you want to keep it concise, so under 60 characters, or the viewer won't see everything. They should also be able to grasp the idea of the video by taking a 1 second look at it. So put the most important words first. So what I mean by this is, if you make a title that's over 60 characters long, it's gonna be cut off. Okay, and so in a second I'm gonna show you a software which you can use to test whether your title fits on YouTube or not. But generally, if you make a title over 60 characters long, it's gonna be cut off. And it's like, if you're like, would you click on something if you don't know what you're clicking on? Like, there are exceptions, of course there are, everywhere there are, but this is, here's like, make sure that it's concise so that people can see everything. And also, like, if you cannot keep it under 60 characters long, or like, preferably, most of the best performing titles on YouTube, which is strange, are actually like just fit in one line. So if you just go to like Emil's videos, look, they all fit in one line, right? Apart from these, let's say, but these fit in one line. So this is huge, right? And this is important because they should just be able to look for 1 second and be attracted to the video. Because what happens if you go to your YouTube homepage, you have all these different videos, like tens of videos at your screen in front of your face. And so if you don't, like, you have a second or even less, a fraction of a second of looking at each video to decide which one you want to choose. And of course, like, there are those contrast things with the thumbnails, which ones stand out more, and all of that and all of that. But I would say, like, you know, the viewer, you have less than a second to attract the viewer to click onto your video. So make the title very concise. Then make it value oriented. So this is important because, like, you gotta highlight what we talked about when it comes to ideas. You gotta highlight the value the viewer will get from watching the video. So let's take a look at example. Let's take a look at an example. Emil made a video here, how to master superhuman reflexes boxing. And so you can now see that after watching this video, you're gonna improve your reflex. That's it. That's like so obvious. But here, let's say, and this video performed really well. Here, this one performed a little worse. It's still like a really good result, but it performed a little bit worse because it's just like, don't spar until you watch this video. So you don't necessarily know what you're gonna learn from this. I mean, you're gonna be better at sparring, but apart from that, you don't really know what you're gonna get from this. So that's why it is important to make it very clear what the viewer will get from watching the video. Then you want to make it powerful, and so, if possible, include power words in the thumbnail to evoke emotions. Examples of those words are best, ultimate, secrets, proven, instant, right? Those kind of words. And like, if you just search for power words on Google, or if you tell ChatGPT to add some power words to your title, like, that's gonna work. But I would say, like, make, like, important here, if possible. If that's gonna make your title sound inhumane, nah, it doesn't work. But if it sounds cool, like the 3 best tips to grow as a content creator, something like that. It sounds simple, right? 3 best tips to grow as a content creator, then it works, right? And that's a power word in there, and it does increase it a little bit. So yeah, you've got those videos like, let's say, how Iman Gadji broke YouTube, right? It's not broke the YouTube algorithm. It's not just about like he got views. It's much better. Like, Iman Gadji broke the YouTube algorithm sounds a lot better than how Iman Gadji gained subscribers. Yeah, you get what I mean. That is the power of power words. And then intrigue. You want to create curiosity or a sense of urgency to encourage fast clicks, often by asking a question or making a bold statement. But then you make sure you deliver on it. So this is important for the reason that, let's say, I have this video that is, actually it is in the thumbnail, but whatever, I'm gonna give this as an example here. The video is titled, if you're 13 to 18 years old, please watch this video. That's like normal, right? Still like an artist. But then we have the thumbnail which says fuck monk mode. And I could put this in the title too, right? That's basically, depending on how I would structure this, I could put fuck monk mode in the title. But the idea is that like most people on YouTube encourage monk mode, and I did encourage it too. And so now people seeing me say fuck monk mode, it's very intriguing. So they are like, wait, what do you mean fuck monk mode? And so they click to see what I'm talking about. But then if I just clickbaited them and in the video talked about how monk mode is awesome, that would not be like, that's not optimal, because they would basically think to themselves that you're just like, you want to clickbait them and that kind of stuff. And so yeah, it wouldn't be it wouldn't suggest your goodwill. But here, if you deliver on it how I delivered on it in the video, I just said like monk mode is good for a certain period of time, but that is not the lifestyle, because you also gotta learn life. That is a part of self-improvement, right? So I delivered on it. It's like, go on monk mode for a certain period of time, but don't live your life like that for 10 years straight. Like, that's the point. And so fuck monk mode, right? So I delivered on it, and that's why people's expectations were met, and that's cool then, right? So it worked. Okay, so that is the criteria of a good title. As with the ideas, when you create a title, you wanna go through these and see if the title matches the criteria. And now, how to find the best title in the first place. So this is what you do. First of all, you want to create many versions of your title and analyze which one is the best. Like, you're gonna basically write out a bunch of them. That's what I do. I write out a bunch of different titles, and I think to myself like, okay, based on the criteria, which one is the best? Which one is the most simple? Which one is the most like straightforward? Which one conveys the most message, that kind of stuff, right? So it's very simple. And then, once you make many versions, you can use ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas and different words, but generally, don't take its best suggestions. So that's what I said. Like, ChatGPT, generally, like AI, doesn't give too good title suggestions. Otherwise, it would be too easy to blow up on YouTube. And here, I would just say, like, when you're gonna come up with the titles, let's say you come up with one title that sounds really good to you, you can put it in ChatGPT and tell them, okay, give me 20 different versions of this title, making it very simple. Just use different words to like different power words and that kind of stuff. Just give me 20 very similar title ideas, and it's gonna give you some, and maybe you're gonna see something that's even better. If not, sure, you stick to what you've got, but it's worth brainstorming this way. And then, as for the next thing, thumbs up TV. You want to use thumbs up.tv to see whether your title fits in the sidebar. And so this is what it is. You go onto this website, thumbsup.tv, and if you're gonna, let me just take a quick photo in here. Okay, put any photo in here. Okay, and basically, like, if you put your title in here, you're gonna see whether it fits or not. So let me come up with something. How to become more productive as a content creator, something like that, right? And now you can see I've got different layouts here. I've got it on my home, right? And most importantly, the sidebar. This is mostly where you gotta check. The sidebar is, you know, when people see like the side to the video, that's where they're gonna see this thing. And so now it fits. But if I added here something like in 2024, then now it's cut off, right? And so you cannot see the entire thing that is in the title. And here it doesn't really matter that much. But as for like let's say you had something different in there, as a content creator on YouTube and TikTok, let's say, right? And here you've got end. And what end? Like, it's cut off, right? So it's hard, so it's not what it should be. That's what I basically that's what I'm saying here. Make sure that it's not cut off, and this is where you make sure that it's like less than 60 characters long. And also, you can test out here using the website your title and thumbnail both with like dark mode, bright mode, and see which one looks better. So that's the idea. Okay, and once you've got that, I would also encourage you to basically ask your audience. Like, you can just create a poll in the YouTube community tab on your Instagram story or inside my community to see which title masses like the most. It's very simple, right? So That's the best A and B test. If you can ask your people, yo, which one do you like the most? They're gonna tell you, like, you're gonna see, like, let's say the vast majority of your audience likes this title, and it could be a completely different thing than to what you like. And then you get the most real data, because those are going to be the same people that are going to click on your video. So that's huge, right? And then one more thing, you can use Agent Gold, which is like, here's the link, my affiliate link. It's free, but you can just like go through it, and like that basically calculates leads, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's free, and you can use this software to A and B test your titles with real data. And what this basically does, like on YouTube, you cannot A and B test your titles, right? But using Agent Gold, you can. So you can literally see, like, you're gonna put 2 titles on the same video, and you're gonna see which one collects more people, more views, more subscribers, more likes, that kind of stuff. So it's very good. There's my affiliate link in there if you want to use it. Highly encourage you to do that, and does that. It's absolutely free, so you can get started for free and just use it like that. And so that's how you find the best title, right? Just technically come up with it yourself, and then brainstorm different ideas with all the tools that I mentioned here. So we've got that, so let's get to the thumbnails. Again, getting started with the criteria of a good thumbnail. First of all, it should be an addition to the title. Never repeat the same thing in the title and thumbnail. Convey more with the limited space you have by adding something new in the thumbnail. So again, referring to the same example that I provided just a few seconds ago. I have this video that is titled, "If you're 13 to 18 years old, please watch this video." The thumbnail says "fuck monk mode." That's the only text in the thumbnail. And so now you can see that it's not only like basically the title could be, "If you're 13 to 18 years old, listen to this, fuck monk mode," right? Something like that. And that takes a long time. It is like, that won't fit, that will never fit in the YouTube title, right? In the sidebar and that kind of stuff. So what you want to do is you want to take the end, like let's say take the part which is fuck monk mode, and you can just put that in the thumbnail. And now with the space you have, because you only have a limited amount of space, right? You only have, let's say, 60 characters in the title, and you have this small image in the thumbnail where you can put your text or like a photo. So you have a limited amount of space, and if you repeat the same thing in both places, then it's like, what is the reason for? Like, you basically said that already, people know that. Repeating makes no sense, and then you only take up the space which you could use to convey some more message. So don't repeat it, add something more to that, just like I did. If you're 13 to 18 years old, please watch this video, fuck monk mode. That's an addition, and both of those work well together. Like, just let's say fuck monk mode doesn't really work, right? It's just that, but both, they work really well. So that's cool. Then, visual clarity. The thumbnail should be easy to understand at a glance, even at small sizes. Focus on 1 or 2 main elements rather than spamming information. So this is huge. Like, generally, you're gonna see the best thumbnails only include like 2 elements at most. 1, 2, maybe sometimes 3. But many beginners like to put a lot of different things into the thumbnail. But that just creates a mess. It's absolutely not worth it. It makes no sense. And so I really encourage you to figure out mostly the 2 main elements for your thumbnail, and just stick to that. Like, if you have more, you can get rid of that. I know that Mr. Beast in the past even said that. He had those videos where he was showing like cars basically, and he had this idea to put like, let's say, 8 cars in a row next to each other. But then he was like, bro, but they're not gonna see that on this small image, right? Because this is how small this is, right? Sometimes on the sidebar, even smaller, right? How are people gonna see 8 cars in a row here? It's much better to put just 1 huge car in there, and that's gonna be much better. So make sure also like you make things big enough so that they fill out your thumbnail, and that's huge, right? So simplicity, again, this is simplicity. Okay, then we've got contrast, and this is something most people know, that high contrast between elements and YouTube's background help the thumbnail stand out. This includes contrasting colors and light versus dark areas. So here's the thing. Notice how when I have this, let's say, the white thing, the white mode, it stands out a lot, right? Because it's dark, like it stands out on the entire page. On the other hand, if I now turn on dark mode, it doesn't stand out at all. And here's the data. Most people use dark mode, like 74% or something like that. So if you're gonna make your titles brighter, thumbnails brighter, that's gonna be huge. And so generally, first of all, because most people use dark mode, make your thumbnails brighter, implement more lights than darks. And then also, as for the colors, use the color wheel to see how this works. So basically, you may notice, you go search for color wheel. Contrasting colors are the ones on the opposite sides. So let's say here you're gonna see green is like the most contrasting to red, that kind of stuff. Blue, orange, that stuff, right? So if you use those, kind of like the opposite colors, that's gonna make it so that you have the most contrast. So that's huge. Use the color wheel and set up such colors for your brand. That's huge. Okay, then we have relevance. The thumbnail must represent the video, preferably the first few seconds of the video, in order to deliver on what the viewer orders. And this is to avoid clickbait. So what I mean by this is usually what I do with my YouTube videos. Let me actually just show you an example again. If you go to my channel, go to my video, then mostly with the best performing videos, let's say, right, you're gonna see the exact same thing in the thumbnail and the first few seconds of the video. So look here, the thumbnail is me in a hood, right, this winter thing, and here the same thing, pretty much the same thing, right? It's not exactly like super accurate, but it's pretty much the same thing, right? You can see the thumbnail and then you've got the video. And so this delivers. You order this and you get this. So I deliver, right? On the other hand, some of my worst performing videos don't deliver at all. So I show one thing and then completely forget to deliver. So I don't know like the example right now if I could show you that, because I mostly try to always deliver. But yeah, basically make sure that when your viewer orders something in the thumbnail, make sure you deliver. And so if you're gonna put like a famous person in the thumbnail, let's say you're gonna put Andrew Tate in there, make sure that Andrew Tate is also in the first few seconds of the video. Because otherwise it's gonna be clickbait, right? And people are gonna click off. If you deliver on that, they're not gonna click off because they're gonna be satisfied. Their need is gonna be satisfied. And what's interesting is that the entire video can be something completely different. Like if you just put Andrew Tate in the thumbnail, put him in the first few seconds of the video, then the rest of the video may be something completely different and he may not appear in the video at all again. Because you delivered in the beginning, and that is what people clicked for. So this is extremely important. Make sure you do that. Let's go further. Quality. And this is huge. This is very overlooked. And I believe this is like a big mistake that people overlook this. The quality of your thumbnail suggests the quality of the video. That's why professional photos attract despite ignoring all the other rules. So you're gonna have something like this. There's this guy, Better Ideas. And he's a phenomenon here where he has these videos. Let's say the best performing videos. Look. Nothing too crazy. There's not much contrast. There are no colors at all right here. It's pretty gray, but it's like high quality. The photography here is really good. And for that reason, like if you see something like this, you expect the video to be very high quality. And because he delivers it on exactly that, you know, like this is a good video, so you watch it. And that's why it gets so many like ridiculous views. And so that's the thing. Sometimes, like, I mean, generally, I like to go for this quality thing. And that's what, like, you're gonna notice by my channel. Some of the best performing videos too have, like, mostly just some interesting photos. Let's say here you can see the quality, but like these photos. But they don't really follow the rules. And that's because of the quality. And that, like, it works generally, right? And if you just made like literally the same thumbnail as me here with the same video, the same title, but the photo was low quality, it wouldn't work as well. Because the photo promises the quality of the video itself. So learn to take some photos. That's huge. Like actually learn to take some photos, learn to edit them, and learn how to just make them look good. I really encourage you to get some presets, that kind of stuff. If you sign up to my newsletter, you're gonna have a free preset that I used in the past too, so you can use that. And yeah, quality does matter a lot. And so now we've got that. So how to create a good thumbnail? We've got the criteria how to create it now. First of all, as previously, still like an artist. Find what works, steal the concept, make one improvement. This will guarantee you a good thumbnail immediately, and after some time you will figure out what works well yourself. So let me show you the best example of how I found what worked, stole the concept, but made one improvement. Let me show you. Here, if you search for monk mode, my video is second, by the way. Here, this is what I found, right? You've got this guy working on a laptop and there's this black text monk mode, right? And does that. But I thought to myself, okay, how can I improve this? Like, what is the part that is lacking in this thumbnail? And yeah, like the photo is high quality. It promises good quality video, right? Everything is cool. But one thing I found, the background is boring, right? So how about I switch up the background? That's what I did. And you can see the similarity. That's me with a computer. Monk mode, black text, but the single difference is like the background, the Dubai in the background. And so now look at the difference. 177k views, 769k views, right? And so this is huge. And that's why I'm telling you, like, just this one small improvement is gonna change a lot for you. And if you're gonna see people do like the same shit, basically, like, look, Imar Gadji does like the same thing over and over again, like split side by side, that kind of stuff. The videos like don't perform as well, you see, because people already know this, right? But again, one tip for you, when you're gonna be stealing like an artist, the reason I stole from this video, let's say, because it has 177k views, and not from this one, despite the fact that this has 1 million, is because this guy Glasgow has 12k subscribers and this video has 177k views. But Iman Gadji has 5 million subscribers and this has only 1 million views. So this is like the difference. This video has a lot more views than he has subscribers. So that's why it means that it is a really good video, because it attracted new people. And this one probably not. This was probably just Iman Gadji's audience, right? So this is the entire point. This is how you do this. Okay, let's go further. Once you steal like an artist, you wanna follow the good thumbnail criteria. Don't forget about the criteria, and make sure each step you take leads you to the right direction. So when you're gonna be taking photos, when you're gonna be editing the thumbnail, like, make sure everything you do, the photo and the colors and all that, match the criteria. Even when you're gonna be taking a photo, like, pay attention to the colors you have in your scene and make sure they look good, they match each other. Then take a picture, take a high quality picture, and make sure you light yourself properly. So it's as simple as positioning a light source in front of you or to the side and not behind you. That's like, I know it's very simple, but if you have a light source behind you, you're probably not gonna look that good, right? So make sure the light source is in front of you. Then you wanna edit using any photo editing softwares to edit the photo accurately to the concept. Notice how accurately is very important here. And the apps you can use, both free, Canva and Photopea, and what I use is Photoshop. I mean, Photoshop is the best, but you can use the first two. They're also absolutely fine and you can do a lot with them. And I'm saying here accurately because, like, if you find an idea, basically don't switch up the things that may not be an improvement. Because here's the thing, if I took this, right, and added like an outline outside of myself, it would probably not be that good. Like, bro, the outlines, I don't know why so many people are adding the outlines. They don't look good. Like, beginners have some obsession with the outlines. But notice how all the pros have no outlines in their thumbnails. Zero. And you're gonna add that to think that it's gonna stand out more. Like, bro, it won't be better. It's gonna ruin the aesthetic. So make it accurate. Like, if you're gonna find an idea, look, I did it very, like, okay, pretty accurately, right? I just don't have a laptop, I have a PC. And apart from that, I'm just like sitting in a slightly different pose because my desk didn't allow me to take this kind of photo. But apart from that, it's pretty accurate, right? So that's what I'm saying. Even like I'm on the left here, he's also on the left. Make it accurate. Then make 3 versions. This is very simple. You wanna make 3 thumbnails. And firstly, as the masses, so your audience, my audience, let's say my community, and you want to A and B test the versions on YouTube. You can A and B test 3 versions, so make sure you do that when uploading your video. You can select, instead of 1 thumbnail, you can select 3. That's gonna be a test running for 2 weeks, I believe, and that is going to choose the best performing thumbnail. So make sure you make 3 versions so that you can always find the best one. And that's it for creating a good thumbnail here. So now on to the pro tips, just additional ones that I want to tell you here. Firstly, a good idea is 80% of the success. Let's say there was a video about aliens invading Poland. The titles, power words, and thumbnails contrasting colors wouldn't matter, right? Find a good idea and simply get it across. So the point is, like, if there was a video about aliens invading Poland, this is an example I always give. Some people may already be bored of it, but that's like so ridiculous. But at the same time, if you saw a video about aliens invading Poland, like, the title and thumbnail wouldn't matter as much, right? If you just got the point across, if the thumbnail and the title got the point across, if you could see that, oh, it's actually true, it wouldn't really matter that much, right? The contrast, the power words in the title, that is irrelevant, because it's not irrelevant. It is good to know, and it is good to be aware of, to use that when you can, but ultimately, like, 80% of the success is a good idea. So make sure you find a good idea and simply get it across. Then do all of this before making a video. Make sure you come up with a good title and thumbnail for the video before even beginning to make it. You may create the best video in the world, but it won't matter if nobody clicks on it. This is huge, right? Just basically, like, I think it's understandable. If you make a good video, spend hours making a video, but then nobody clicks on it, then there's no point in doing that. So make the title and thumbnail first, and only then get to making the video. Also, branding. You want to develop a consistent style of theme for your thumbnails so they become recognizable as a part of your brand. And I mean, I kind of lack in this, not gonna lie, but you're gonna find many people have like pretty much the same colors, the same presets they use, just like this guy, Better Ideas, right? His thumbnails look like kind of differently to other ones, right? Basically, we can see the color grading, like the editing, they're fairly similar. And so you can always tell that thumbnail is his once you look at it, right? That's what you want to achieve with your thumbnails ultimately too, if you find your style. And then arrows and circles. Use arrows and circles to direct attention to important parts of the thumbnail. So if there's gonna be many things in your thumbnail, or if there's gonna be, like, let's say, you somewhere, then like make sure you point an arrow to that, because that's what's gonna make people see that. Like, also those red arrows really draw people's eyes to your thumbnail, makes it stand out a lot on the homepage. And 2 hours max. This is the most important thing. This entire process, starting from ideation and finishing on 3 thumbnails, shouldn't take you more than 2 hours. So stop coping, saying that you're taking days to do it. Like, that's it. Like, 2 hours max. This is not that hard. Like, coming up with an idea is kind of like automatic. You just gotta get it through the points, but generally most of the ideas you come up with are gonna match the criteria. If that's the case, then like the title and 3 thumbnails shouldn't take you more than 2 hours. That's with taking the photos and all of that, right? So really don't spend too much time on this. Ultimately, you just gotta make a good video, because, you know, this works both ways. If you make a good video but a shit title and thumbnail, it's not gonna work. And the other way too. If you're gonna make a good title and thumbnail but a shit video, it's not gonna work neither. So you gotta get the best of both worlds, and that's where your video is really gonna work. Okay, and so those are the pro tips, right? And I believe, I think I've had one more thing to add here. I had something like that, but okay, let's skip this for now. Maybe I'm gonna remind myself of that. And so that's that. And now I want to tell you, if you want to get your YouTube channel to the next level, then Creator Community Premium is the place for you. We've got all the guys winning in here. We've got Vlad from the call, right? Mateusz making money, 1,000 subscribers, 2K views, and 100 subs. Just the recent wins from that. And so I highly encourage you to join if you absolutely appreciated this. If you liked and if you learned a lot from this lecture, then this is the place for you. And as I told you, I have a special offer right now, which is that you get the YouTube Mastery course, the School Mastery course, 4 calls with me per week, just like these, 50% commission affiliate program, and as bonuses, 4 courses, cinematic, LUTs, motion graphics, and templates, weekly entrepreneurship calls with a 15-year-old who's making $10,000 per month. That is a new thing in the creator community. And monthly masterminds and guest calls from successful YouTubers. You get all of that, which is worth pretty much like $27,000, 28 pretty much right now. Just $37 per month. And so this is the cheapest it ever was. Like, I always laugh saying at this price, because I know it is worth so much more than that. It's just that for now is a special offer for the next 20 people. And here's the deal. You can just join, try it out, get all the value. If you don't like it within 7 days, you get 100% of your money back. No worries, no questions asked. Just DM me, refund, and I'm gonna give you that. And then also the price is increasing at 15 members. So I believe we have 30 something members right now. So it's gonna go very soon. And also, you probably already know that, but there's a bonus here that 20 exclusive spots. The next 20 guys who upgrade to premium unlock a new course for everyone in there. And when you join, let's say you join, right? You and the other 19 guys choose the course I make. So it's like your course pretty much. What you want, I make that. And so that's like huge value, right? You're not gonna get that anywhere else. And also you get to join as a legend, because when I announce this new course inside the creator community, I will write out your name. So everyone knows you were the part of 20 men who brought this gold to the community. So that's the bonus. I would highly encourage you to act fast. School.com/creator-premium and save your spot with the special offer before somebody else takes it. You know, we have many guys on this call, many guys I'm talking to every single day. The spots are being taken all the time. So, you know, this offer is not going to last long. So make sure you go to it right now, even when you're watching this. And I'm going to just get to the summary. Very quickly, let's go over this. The idea and packaging is 80% of the success. Because you may create the best video in the world, but it won't matter if nobody clicks on it. And of course, it works the other way, but the idea is really, really important here. Still, like an artist, this is the best tactic to guarantee yourself short and long-term results. The ones who refuse to do this never get results. And this may not sound sexy, but I promise you, everybody on YouTube is doing this. How to make the greatest comeback of your life. And so you can see the same thumbnails everywhere. Everybody's doing this shit, right? And it works. Then simplicity is key with both titles and thumbnails. Being straight to the point will always get you the best results. Don't overcomplicate it. A and B test everything. Use Thumbs Up TV, Agent Gold AI, YouTube thumbnails feature, and people to A and B test your packaging, as real data will always make you choose the best options. And most importantly, don't overthink this. This entire process shouldn't take you more than 2 hours. So that's that for the summary. If I touch you something, help me out by leaving a positive review at igor-rupieta.com/testimonials. You can also book a free one-on-one coaching call with me to scale your business, calendly.com/Igor Rupieta, and share the presentation to help out your friends and make a positive impact on the world. The recording is going to be available in the community free. And let's get to work now. Let's get to work. That's what it takes now.